in the blanket. Long ago, when the rocks, plants, and animals spoke like people, the world was a harmonious place. Each morning when the animal people woke, they remembered their good fortune and said thank you. They would stop to admire grandfather's sun rising in the morning and give thanks for another day of living and loving. They went about offering the gifts they had been given and helping each other, only taking from Mother Earth what they needed. They never wasted anything. In the evening, the animal people always stopped to watch Grandfather Sun go to bed, and were grateful when Grandmother Moon arrived to shine her soft moonbeams upon them. Each night before sleep, they would count their blessings again and say thank you. Those early days of peace lasted many, many moons. Then one day, the people began to forget. Waking in the morning, they became so busy, they forgot to greet Grandfather Sun and to say thank you. Greed overtook the people's hearts, and they began to disrespect Mother Earth, taking as much as they could get, instead of just what they needed. They forgot even to help one another. The people got so busy doing things, they didn't notice Grandfather Sun going to bed and forgot about Grandmother Moon entirely. People separated into their own tribes and before long began to fight with one another, arguing and hurting each other. The Creator, who had been watching, finally said, "Enough," and threw a blanket over the whole world. Now, the world was in darkness, and the animal people were frightened. They stumbled about in the dark, bumping into one another and tripping over each other. Each of the tribes set out trying to remove the blanket. The stone and tree people tried to reach it, but they were not tall enough. The swimmers paddled quickly and leapt from the water, but none could come close to the blanket. The four-leggeds ran and jumped and climbed without success. Even the flyers could not reach the blanket. A great council was called. All of the tribes came and sat together in the darkness. Each tribe told what they had done to solve the problem. Even the eagle, flying highest and closest to Great Spirit, had come nowhere near the blanket. All had tried and failed, and none knew what to do. Then the small voice of Hummingbird called out, "I think I know what we must do." The animal people laughed, thinking, "What can this little bird do to help?" In the council, everyone is allowed to speak. So Hummingbird said, "I have an idea. I can get on top of Crow, and Crow leaps onto Owl, and Owl can stand on Eagle. Then Eagle can fly as high as he can, and when he grows tired, Owl can fly until she is tired. Then Crow will keep going. When he slows, I will take off and fly as high as I can. Maybe in this way we will reach the blanket." The people considered this a good idea, giving them hope, which inspired them to remember. They recalled the importance of everyone, all offering their own special medicine. And even the smallest things can bring great gifts. The bird tribes agreed to give it a try. Owl went on top of eagle. Crow went on top of owl, and hummingbird sat upon crow. Then eagle launched, flying higher than ever until he could fly no more. And owl took off, and when she tired, crow continued the climb. Crow flapped higher still, and when crow could flap no higher, hummingbird continued. She flew straight up as fast as she could. Just when she thought she could go on no longer in the darkness, her beak popped right into the blanket and got stuck. Hummingbird just hung there for a while, resting. Then she shook herself loose and fell back to earth. The people saw the point of light where Hummingbird had pierced the blanket and were thankful. The people remembered more, and they started working together. All the bird tribes teamed up, and hummingbirds kept piercing the blanket. The rest of the tribes helped in preparing food and getting water, and finally, they had made enough holes in the blanket to see by. The Creator saw this and said, "This is the way the people should be living. Honor has been restored to the creation." And Creator removed the blanket from the world, and once again the world was a peaceful, happy place. The people said thank you every morning and spent their days thinking of how they could help each other. They enjoyed each other's differences and respected Mother Earth. The people always remembered to stop and say good night to Grandfather Sun, and said thank you again each night before sleep. To help the people remember, for half the day the world remains uncovered in the bright light of Grandfather Sun, and each night Creator puts that blanket full of holes over the sky.